Hey, Whippersnappers, this is Tortimer the Grey. Welcome you back to a very exciting episode of Pokemon Showdown Little Cup Tortiment. We are continuing on in the Sweet 16 round of the tournament today, and we are taking on a battle from RedWolfNJW and ArcticAnimal, probably better known as Mac and Nathaniel Watson in the comments, but these two are going to be going at it, trying to determine who is going to move on into the Elite Eight and take on the winner of the bout between Murion and Epic Big Nick, which is still yet to happen. So, before we start here today, these guys, they mistakenly, forgot to save all of their replays. So what we're going to be watching today is just the final battle of their bout. They both won a battle, so they did 3 battles. Mac won one, Red Wolf won the other, and then they had this final battle here. So we're going to be seeing the final of 3 battles. They just didn't save them, but we're going to do the best that we can with what we've got. Just everybody, use this as a reminder. Remember to save your replays, as we had that happen in the preliminaries as well. People just didn't save the battle. So just a reminder, we kind of need that stuff. So no harm, no foul. But we're going to jump in here in battle number 3 and see which of these two, ArcticAnimal or Red Wolf, are going to move on from the Sweet 16 into the Elite 8. So let's check it out. Here we go. Alrighty guys, Mac leaves off with Spinnerella the Spinnerack, and Red Wolf leads off with the companion, the Diglett. And I'm assuming Mac was going to probably try and get his webs up and stuff there, but the Diglett was just too quick and was able to take out the Spinnerack there. At that point, the Pumpkaboo comes in and he's going to take care of the Diglett and try and throw the Will-O-Wisp up on the Goomy, but it's going to miss. Going to take a Sludge Wave before the Goomy switches out. Throws up the Will-O-Wisp again, but then the Princess is going to get Flash Fire from the Will-O-Wisp and going to be able to do not terrible damage considering the resistances and everything to the Chinchou. Chinchou's going to throw up that Scald, but the Croagunk's dry skin is going to keep him from taking any damage from that. Throws up the Thunderbolt, does pretty decent damage, but is going to go down to the Toxicroak here in the next turn. At that point, Chubby, the Cubone's going to come in, and Toxicroak's going to switch out. The Steed switches in, the Vullaby, and Cubone's then going to throw up the Thunder Punch there, so that does pretty good. After taking a hard foul play, Thunder Punch is going to land on the Goomy as well, doing decent damage, and then the Boomerang is going to land there on Goomy this time and finish it off. At which point, the Blade, the Corphish, comes in, going to switch in the Croagunk of their own, going to take a hard knockoff as the Blade sets up with the Dragon Dance there, so getting a little bit scary. Croagunk, or Corphish are challenging enough as it is to start letting them get dances off, but thankfully for Mac, Corphish is going to switch out in favor of bringing their own Croagunk back in. We got Croagunk on Croagunk action going here, and they seem to be pretty evenly matched, even in HP here at this point. But Mac gets the final move and is able to finish off with a Drain Punch there. At which point, Princess switches in and going to overheat right in Croagunk's face, taking him down. Cubone, Chubby, switches back in as well, and is going to throw up the Thunder Punch, which is going to finish off the Vullaby, so predicted the switch there. Good move from Mac, but Corphish switches in with the Aqua Jet, finishing off the Cubone there. At which point, Pumpkaboo switches in and is able to find the Eviolite there thanks to Frisk. Shadow Sneak is not going to be enough to finish off the Corphish, unfortunately for Mac, and it's going to go down to a knockoff that next turn, leaving the Fire-type Vulpix up against the Steel-type Pawniard, and the Overheat misses, which is good for Mac. Throwing up the knockoff gets Vulpix very low, but unfortunately not low enough in speed, and is going to finish off the Steel-type with the next move. So, yeah, after a battle, or a match of 3 battles, Red Wolf pulls it out ahead at the very last second there, last move of the last Pokemon. It could have gone either way, but thank you guys all so much for participating and watching. Mac and Red Wolf, thank you guys so much for participating. Red Wolf, this moves you up into the Elite 8, so now you're up in the Elite 8 tier of the tournament. Tortiment, I should say, rather, and you will be battling the winner of Nurion and Epic Big Nick's match, which will be coming out sometime here in the near future, so keep an eye on that. At this point, I don't think anybody nobody in the Elite Eight has an opponent just yet, but that'll be changing here shortly in the next episode. So we'll be revealing that soon. But thank you guys so much for participating and watching. Mac, you had a great team there, almost pulled it out. And I expect you'll do very well in the consolation bracket once that opens up here very shortly. So, yeah, no shame in that loss. You guys had some good close battles, I'm sure, especially considering how this one went. Even after having gone up against each other twice, you were still able to play off of each other, which was really cool. So, thank you guys all so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure to leave those likes, comments, and subscriptions for me, guys. And another friendly reminder, make sure to save your replays. Alrighty, guys, have a good one.